Mr.
Thank
Andar.
you very much.
And I thank you for working with the neighbors, both of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good night.
And good luck. You too.
Bye.
All right. Have a good night. Thank you.
Good night.
All right. Next item on the agenda is Eagle Bay. And I guess we're going to go through just a overview, Dave, of what we talked about at the TAC and going forward with the site plan review.
Yes, we had submitted plans for review for site plan. We circulated the plans and we received actually new comments only from the county planner. Because of our findings were kind of slowed up and only finished last month, we didn't start the site plan review. So we then, after last month's meeting, started to circulate the plans. And we broke them into two sections for the site plan. Then we had a lighting plan, a landscaping plan, and a signage plan. And then the last plan had to do with the offsite improvements.
Correct.
So we have that out there, and it is a lot of plans. I don't know if everybody got to review them. I had offered and spoke to Steve about having a workshop if you wanted, that we could lay the plans out if you had questions to board, and we could bring in the specialists in each one of the areas that you're familiar with, that you've talked to and seen and heard, and go over the plans again. The plans were developed through the environmental impact study, and a lot of the things had been reviewed by your advisors from Tim Mellors and John O'Rourke, and had many revisions. So the landscaping was revised many times, and the lighting. But that still doesn't mean if you have other revisions, that's what we want to do. We would like to have a workshop, and we'd also like to set up a public hearing, because I think that we're all knowledgeable enough to know that a public hearing's going to bring a lot of comments, and then we would take those comments and respond to every one of them. So we just in a position right now that we want to move forward. The other thing that's going on is there's discussions with the town about the public area, the Esplanade, and also about the sewer and how we can address that. So that's just something that's going on between the attorneys and the town board. And once that's done, it would be added to the map as everything else is for a sequence. And I would also say that this map has a lot of notes on it, more than usual. So we would appreciate everybody looking at that, because some of them are notes having to do with when items would be built, and certificate of occupancies, and staging of construction. So with that, I kind of would ask if anybody had questions, or if you had an idea about a workshop, or if everybody's happy with the maps. It's up to you how you would like to proceed, but we would respectfully request a public hearing be set up.
All right.
Mr. Chairman, I did speak with Dave Zigler regarding that, and this is a very complicated site plan. There are many aspects to it, and I was thinking, and I hadn't brought it up previously, but we might benefit from a workshop hearing, which would basically be a publicly noticed hearing. This way, the planning board members could all come and listen. And basically, it wouldn't be a time for public input. It would just be a time for all of the board members and the consultants to be addressed by the various experts and the applicant on this particular application. If that would maybe be helpful for the board's consideration, but we probably should also consider how we're going to have this presented, because there are so many aspects of the plan, and to do all in once might be difficult. So. I was thinking maybe we should try to think about a sequence and how it was going to.
Wait, hold on, Steve. Can you mute everyone?
Yes.
Thank you. All right, go ahead.
That's all I had to say.
All right. I'll go to Max. Sorry, I keep forgetting you. You're in my corner.
Yeah, I have no objection to doing both. I mean, I would imagine you might be able to schedule a workshop meeting and put it on for a public hearing for next month, if that workshop is a special date. which it probably should be. There's a lot to go over.
Yeah,
And
you're
if
right.
you do this on your regular evening, it's going to take a long time. So,
Right. Yeah, you're right. John, or I'll go to John O'Rourke.
Thanks. Yeah, no, I would agree. I think a workshop certainly is warranted for this project. Relative to scheduling a public hearing, I'll leave that to the board, and maybe that you want to have the workshop first and feel comfortable with the plans and then schedule a public hearing. We do tend to have public hearings held open for a very long time.
Right.
On certain projects, so it's up to the board, but I think the board should feel comfortable with the site plan and the layout.
You're right.
I will be before you schedule that. But again, we did issue comments on landscape or on the lighting plan, which Dave has, and I'm assuming he's addressing. And we're also currently reviewing a very large set of plans that he submitted for the site plan.
All right, good. John, our building inspector, John Hagar. What are your comments?
Yeah, I agree. I think the workshop is a good idea.
Good.
I also agree with John O'Rourke that setting up a public hearing right now, this might end up having this hearing be open for
For a while.
maybe we want.
All right.
But yeah, I think maybe once we get to a workshop, then that would be the next step.
All right, good. I'll go to the board. Jerry, your comments. I kind of like he said, with doing the workshop first, so at least
Yeah.
that's the only thing on our agenda and we go through it.
I agree. I think that makes eminent sense, so I'm in favor of that, definitely.
All right. Mike, what do you think? Same thing?
Yes.
All right, good. Eric,
I agree.
you were doing the workshop. Carrie?
Yeah, I like the idea of the workshop.
Mark, you too. Sorry.
Absolutely.
So if we do a workshop, we'd have to do it, would we have to do it after the TAC meeting, Mary, or can we do it before, you think?
Whenever you want.
Whenever. So what day, what
Let's
day
pick a
works?
date and see what everyone can go. It would probably have to be at night, right?
Yeah,
We,
It
we're
would
gonna have
probably
to,
be-
yeah, I'm sorry.
right, Dad, Steve. It would probably,
Yeah, once we decide on a date, we just have to notice it as essentially a public hearing. Just this way, people want to listen, they can come and listen, either virtually or in person.
all right. So what night works for everyone? Dave, you guys, what do you, I mean, first we'll have to see for the board. I'm looking at the calendar.
I was going to say, potentially you could have it on the 11th, the actual night after the TAC meeting. Potentially. I think
Yeah.
Time.
We could probably do that, at least if
The
we had,
11th. Well,
The
we don't
11th.
have, do we have enough time to notice it in the paper? Usually we give it 10 days because it wouldn't be able to be published
All
till
right. Tomorrow's the
4th.
26th.
you need to publish a regular meeting. It's not a public hearing.
But he said he had to be published in the paper.
Well, we've got to notice the public that it's taking place, so if they want to listen in, they can.
So how many days do you think we have to do? Because I can get it out and be in the newspaper, the Rockland Journal, Rockland County Times on the 4th of March. Is that enough time, 1 week?
I believe it is. I'd have to check the statute again, though. But are we looking at a 7 o'clock in the evening, or we're going to do it right after the TAC meeting, like at 4 o'clock?
That I can't do.
Yeah, we'd have to do, we could probably do 7 or 6:30.
I'd have to get someone else to cover for me because I've got a firm matter at 7 o'clock that day.
So why don't we pick another day?
Yeah.
Probably the 18th. If you
What
want to.
about the 18th?
Yeah, but
The 18th, I have a firm at 7 o'clock.
no.
Okay, what about the 17th?
What about Wednesdays?
You want to do it on St. Patrick's Day, the 17th?
Well, we're not gonna be celebrating.
I vote against that.
Okay, what about the 16th,
The
Tuesday?
16th.
That's a much better day for me, yes.
The 16th. How does the 16th work for everyone?
Works for
I'm
me.
okay with that.
I'm good.
Yeah?
Not for me, Tom.
Who said that?
Max.
Stay in the corner.
The guy in the corner.
Okay,
Back into my corner.
okay, back
Well,
in your corner.
Uh,
How about the 22nd? The 15th?
22nd or
15th?
15th is fine with me. Either of those Mondays are fine.
How's the 15th for everyone?
15th is good for Eric, 22nd's no good.
Okay. Max, what about the 15th for you?
15th works well for me.
John?
Yep, 15th works.
Okay, what about you, Mike?
15th at 7 o'clock?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll work.
Gary?
Yeah, I'm good for that.
Mark?
I'm good.
Carrie?
Yes.
Yep.
Perfect.
All right,
So
so
we have the 15th.
15th
Okay.
at 7. And that'll be a workshop. And then we'll still have Dave, you'll still be on the TAC meeting on the 11th.
Okay.
And I'll just check with the board to see, because there's only 3 of us, and I don't know if we could do that in person, but I'll check between now and then. We could do it Zooming, but the 15th we'll do the workshop and make sure we have something just so we can go through it. All right, that sounds good.
That's at 7:30, Tom? Or 7?
7 p.m.
Does anybody want to make it 6:30?
I wouldn't object to that.
I wouldn't.
6:30?
Let's go through the board.
It's
Jerry,
okay with me.
6:30.
Yep, I'm okay with 6:30.
Mike?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we could do 6:30.
John?
Carrie?
Yep, 6:30.
Okay for me.
Carrie?
Yeah, yep.
Max? Mark?
Mark, you okay?
Yep, I'm good.
Okay, let's do it 6:30.
All right, 6:30, the 15th. We'll do the
Okay.
workshop.
Got it.
I'm
All right,
running
good.
out of whiteout.
All right, good. Thanks, Dave. Thanks, Steve, for doing this. Yeah, we'll do the 15th.
My intention would be to bring everybody in, the architect and the landscaper, and that way, if there's various questions, we could, hit them all. And if you don't hit them all, we could do it again.
All right. That sounds good.
Thank you.
And hopefully between now and the 15th and the TAC, the board has things that were questions we could bring up. But good, thank you, Dave.
No, thank you for helping.
All right. All right, we're good. We'll move on.